this brings up the question then, what is friendship? I think do you know Aristotle's threefold distinction of different types of friendship?
Yeah, so he has, let's see if I can get it off the top of my head. So we have the highest level is a friendship of virtue, right? So we're gathering around something which is good. We're gathering around something which is perfective of ourselves and others. This is the peak, right? This is somebody who actually helps you towards becoming more fully made, perfected, or complete. Then we also have friendships of fun, if you will. This is the guy you invite over for a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. And finally, we have those friendships of utility. Like I always give an example of I build houses for a living, and I had a realtor that I used for a long time in this one city, and we became friends. But it's not like we're like, hey, let's go for a picnic. It's like, no. We meet and we trust each other and we like each other and we are friends, but we're friends of utility. So
Right.
many types of friends belong in a polis. Ideally, we're going to have a couple of those friendships of virtue. Aristotle says you're lucky to have 2 or 3 ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a rare thing to actually have that true friendship of virtue. And when I first read that, I was like, well, that can't be right. I have tons of friends. And then I slowly
Right?
started examining them. I'm like, oh, I guess we just kind of enjoy being around each other. We're not truly seeking the highest goods together. But one of the key principles that I got from my philosophy education was that the higher does not negate the lower. And so the fact that there should be these friendships of virtue does not negate the fact that it is good to have friendships of utility and of enjoyment. So that brings up the question then, since we're talking about economics and about fundamental changes, do you think then that the fundamental way that we should interact with our fellow economic agents is through that friendship of utility? Or put it another way, is it ever legitimate to interact with another economic agent without some form of friendship of utility? Some sort of...
Ooh,
Does that make sense of the question?
that's a great question. I don't think they're necessarily competitive, these modes of friendship in a market. Let me just give you an example.
Okay.
So I'm building a house right now. Well, not right now. I'm podcasting or YouTubing or whatever I'm doing right now. You can't see my hands. Maybe I'm building a house. But let's say I'm at work, and I really do try to do a good job. Doesn't always happen. I hope the new buyers don't hear the bad, but I try to do a good job. And there's certain virtues in working hard, in bring it back to kind of the Aristotelian, what is it, the virtue of magnificence, to make something great, right? To make a great thing, right?
Yes.
So I am exercising at my best a virtue of magnificence to make something wonderful, right? So that means that when somebody comes and says, when there's a market for buying houses, this sets the prereqs for me being able to make a house that I can sell.
Right.
And the richer society is, the more magnificent the house I will sell you. So this sets the stage for my virtue, right? And then they come to me, and I am a friend of utility. I am offering them something which is densely practical.
Right.
And also, we have that last bit where it's not just that I'm a fun guy, we'll have like a nail gun shooting contest, but it's that I'm offering you something fun, something beautiful, something likable. So I don't think these are competitive in the market. If anything, they actually kind of converge in a market because we're
That's
caring for
beautiful.
one another rationally, with expectations of the future, with regard to our animal needs, in a way that's densely utilitarian, but actually allows us to execute virtues and at the highest level and be rewarded for them over the long term if we have a fair system.